Hi guys, Matt here from Matt's Movie Reviews. I'm going to start doing something new here for my social media platforms and website. So once a week I'm going to talk about one specific film that had a profound effect on me as a young person growing up watching movies. And also as an adult watching movies as well. It's something of a cinematic adventure story for me in different chapters I'm going to chronicle once a week for you all. So tonight I'm going to talk about this film. Heathers. So this was released in the States in 1989, directed by Michael Lehmann, starring Winona, Ryder, Christian Slater. This is a movie that really broke them both through big time. I think Winona Ryder had been in a few films before this. Beetlejuice was a big one. Christian Slater had done a few things as well, but this was the movie that really kind of put them out there as kind of like leading actors. The cool thing about this movie was that it had a profound effect on me when I was a kid, because it was the first film that I watched that made me think, that made me think a bit after I watched it. And let me just backtrack here. So, when I first watched this film, I was 9 years old. It didn't come out in Australia until like April of 1990. Before that, my cinematic experience was very limited. This was the VHS generation. I had an older brother. He used to rent stuff all the time, so he used to watch films like Rocky, the Indiana Jones movies, anything action orientated, Bruce Lee, Van Damme, was that kind of thing, really kind of entertainment driven films that you leave your brain, as they say, leave your brain at the cinema door, you go in, you watch it, you enjoy it, and I still love all those films, and those films had a big effect on me as well. Heathers was something completely different when I watched it. Now, you gotta understand, I was 9 years old when I watched this movie. Now, I mentioned before I have an older brother. He's around 8-9 years older than I am. Maybe less, I'm trying to figure it out now. Okay, we're going to say 8-9 years older than me. Maybe a little less. So, before these days where there's multiplexes everywhere and every once in a while you might find independent cinema, I seem to always remember there used to be cinemas everywhere. Actually, the movie-going experience is really quite an accessible one. A lot of people think it's so accessible now with streaming service and such. Back when I was a kid growing up in the 80s, it was accessible to as well. There were heaps of cinemas everywhere. There were video stores everywhere as well where you can rent stuff. So that was a big kind of treasure trove for me to find a lot of films when I was a kid, or for my older brother to find for us. So when I was this age, my older brother used to take me to the movies. Coolest thing an older brother can do, take you to the films. And the things he used to take me to see was films like Short Circuit, Crocodile Dundee, films like that. So one day he took myself and my younger brother, who at this age would have been around 7 years old, to the movies. We didn't know what we wanted to watch, so we had to make a choice. So in front of us in the foyer was two posters. So one poster you had Parenthood, the Steve Martin movie directed by Ron Howard. And you can understand the poster, I think, no different to what's on the DVD cover now, I think. I'm not 100% sure, but it's Steve Martin holding a kid like upside down, this really colourful, zany kind of thing. And, my Steve Martin experience up at that point, I don't think I've seen a lot of his stuff. Maybe the Three Amigos, which I come to appreciate much more later. And the other poster was Heathers. At this time, I had seen Beetlejuice, and I was a big fan of Beetlejuice, so I knew Winona Ryder as the Beetlejuice girl. And Christian Slater, look, say what you want about Christian Slater, but he looks cool as hell in this, on the poster and here as well. And so we all said we wanted to see Heathers. Now, my older brother, being much older than myself and my younger brother, got us tickets. We went in and watched it, and we didn't know what we were going in for. I think Heathers, in a lot of ways, was a film that a lot of people didn't know what they were going to get. And I remember leaving afterwards, and we were kind of like shell-shocked at what we saw there. Of course, a lot of the things in this movie went way over our head, but I remember leaving the cinema and thinking to myself, wow, that was a movie. That was a movie. It wasn't like anything else that we saw at this point. It was very exploitative and action-driven and such. This movie had something to say. It made me think, and it was my first kind of exposure to something like that. And looking back on the films that shaped me, I think Heathers, although, if I was going to do you see my top 150 movies, this is not in there. But if I was going to rank like movies that shaped me as a movie fan, this movie would definitely be there. It recently had its anniversary. It came out in 1989, so it had its 30-year anniversary. I think it was only last week that this happened, so I'm going to give this a watch tonight. Another one. It's been a while since I've seen it. Of course, I have seen it a few times since I saw it way back when I was a 9-year-old, but I'm going to watch it again tonight. And I want you to tell me about a film that you remember seeing when you were a young kid, that had an effect on you, that made you think rather than experience what was in front of you, that afterwards you had to muse on it for a little while. I mean, these are the things that made us movie fans, right? That's what I think anyway. So I'm going to go and watch this. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to try to do this once a week, talk about a different movie and such. And until then, I'll see you at the movies.